parts today. 2 parts today, man. Trying to do my content, man. I be really slacking on my content, man. But it's time to get it up. People need this shit, man. People need it. And if you need it, people got to go ahead and provide it, especially if you got the knowledge. I learned this particular field of study when I was studying to be a Christian counselor. I was studying to be a Christian counselor, man. I ain't really know a lot about God, man, but I really was in search, to get myself in balance, because when you get yourself in a balance, man, you get closer to God, man. You initially get close to the Spirit, man. The Spirit will lead you straight to God, man. So it's a 3-part being, like we 3-part beings. And some of these parts have different parts to them. So you got the spirit, you got the soul, and you got the body. In this particular part of the study, man, we're going to talk about the soul. And the soul is a 3-part thing. But I believe the soul is who you've always been. When you die, your soul go back to heaven. Your soul go back to God. But they had this saying, they say, what is a man to gain the world and lose his soul? It's going to be great teaching today, man. Great teaching. Because it took me about 6 months of Christian counseling school to actually learn what the hell this man was talking about. He kept explaining why we walk by faith and not by sight. He said when you walk by faith, these are things that you cannot see. But when you walk by faith, this can make things become like true, become believable. So the soul is just one part of this thing. Like a lot of people, their body is in control of their soul and their spirit. The body can see things, the body can feel things, the body can hear things, the body can taste things. The body can do things like that. Like a woman touch you, be like, oh, she feel good. And then you see it, you be like, oh, she look good. But her soul might not be right. And so if you're not in tune with your body, if your body not in balance, if your body is giving the orders to your spirit and your soul, then you out of whack, man. There's a lot of people gonna pull a 1 or 2 over on you. And you got to get that thing in balance, man. So we're going to talk about the soul today, man, and how it's a 3-part. It's a 3-part thing on how you can get your soul back in balance. Your soul is your mind, your will, and your emotions. I spoke about this the other day. Now, we're going to go into this because your mind is responsible for thinking. Your mind is extremely powerful, man. When you on these devices, when you on this phone, when you on your computer, guess what? All of that came from the mind. Somebody created that. Without the mind, you wouldn't be nothing. What's going on, my good people? Where y'all coming in from? Tell me. But anyways, let me get into this. Your mind is responsible for thinking, man. If you got good thoughts or bad thoughts, it's all responsible in the mind. If you think this world is terrible, it ain't gonna nothing ever happen good for you, that's how your world gonna turn out. If you are in control of your mind, and you say all good things gonna work in my favor because God is in my favor, all good things will work for you eventually. When you thinking about your soul, when you thinking about the 3 parts of it, you got your mind, your will, and your emotions. Your will is God gives you a chance to say yay or nay. So any situation in your life, remember, you are always in control. Your will. God gives you free will to make decisions in this world. So if you don't want to ride with the people like with Tupac, you see that picture of Tupac and he riding in that car, man. He had the free will to say, man, I don't want to go, dog. I'm not going to go. He could have got up out that car and lived. We all based on our decisions, people. We all based on our decisions. So that's your will. Then you got your emotions. That's joy, that's grief, that's love, that's hate. You are in control of these things. If you say, man, I'm going to choose to love people instead of hating on people, that's going to be your decision. You are in charge of your soul, man. Your soul can get you so much further in this life, man. It's a big difference in between you walking in the light and you walking in the darkness. You being in control of your soul, because your soul is in control of a lot of things that we think that other people are in control of, or we let other people get in control of. So let me get into explanation. What's going on, my people? Where y'all coming in from, man? Tell me where y'all coming in from. We're going to get some walk on today, man, because we're in control of our body, man. I woke up in my mind, said I need to go for a walk today. because walking in nature makes me feel better. So I come out in nature, man, and do my walks. That's what my mind told me. I got a free will, so your will be like, yeah, I don't feel like that today. Or you can get up and say, man, I'm gonna fight through how my body feel and get up and do it anyways. Then you got your emotions. If you don't feel good, but walking makes you feel good, then you got to get up and do it, man. You got to do good things that make your body feel good, man. Not just things that you persist or things that you think make your body feel good. I'm talking about things that really make your body feel good, like working out. Makes my body feel a little bit different than not working out. When I'm feeling flabby in my arm doing this little jiggly thing, I don't feel good about myself. So I have to get out and do things for myself that make me feel good. When I work hard, when I get things accomplished, it makes me feel good. You can create things with your mind, man, but your will is what's gonna get you through. So let me get this thing in 3 parts. When you got your mind, man, when you got your mind made up on something, let's just say you have a business idea. All great things can come from your mind. Also, all bad things can come in your mind. All things work just the same. So when you in your mind, man, and you got your creative juices flowing, you want to create something, you can use your mind to create anything that's inside of it. Anything that come to your mind, you can create it. You can create it. You can create your own future. You can wake up today and say, yeah, I want to do this for my family. I want to change my whole legacy. I want to change how my family look. If my family is a family full of alcoholics, I can say I have the free will to not do what they were doing. If you got a whole bunch of uncles and aunties that sit up under a tree all day, hustling for dollars, that's not gonna be your story. You're gonna say, I'm gonna use my mind, my will, and my emotions to do something different. This is how you get in control of your soul, man. Don't happen overnight. This don't happen overnight. This is why my professor always kept explaining to us why we move by faith and not by sight. Because sometimes your body can lie to you. Sometimes your eyes can lie to you. Sometimes your eyes will be like, man, like they'll be holding the contract in front of you, be like, man, if you sign this contract, we'll give you $50,000. And then you sign the contract and they signed for all your publishing. And now you don't make no more money off of your art. That's what happens when you moving by just sight alone and you got no faith. But when you get in tune with your mind, your will, and your emotions, it helps you get better or closer to God. I can guarantee you this. That Holy Spirit that people be talking about. When you get your mind, your will, and your emotions in check, you can see that you can hear that Holy Spirit just a little bit better. Saying, do this, moving this light. Oh, I think it's time to leave this party. I don't think you need to engage with that girl or that man. That's what happens when you in tune with your soul. People don't be wanting to hear this stuff. It don't sound like coochie popping, but it's all right, man. We out here trying to learn things about how to get ourselves in tune. We trying to get ourselves in tune, man. When you got your mind right, you can make a lot of things happen. You can make a lot of things happen when you got your mind correct. You got your mind right. You got your mind right, man, you can make all things happen. When people talk about character, it's a mental thing. When I played football, man, they had us in conditions where I was cold or I was really, really hot and I wanted to quit. And I had to go into my mind and say, nah, man, it's not that bad. We can make it. We can push through this. I remember I was in the military, man. Let me tell y'all a quick story. I was in the military, man, and they had us on this detail where we was sitting up there and we was doing drill and ceremonies. And so this particular day, President Bush, this when Bush Jr. was in office, and he came to our base. They said, we need people to go out there and salute President Bush. Just sit out there and let him say what he gonna say and get on about your business. Well, I volunteered for that. I remember we was in Savannah, Georgia, man. I was in Hinesville, Georgia. Hinesville, Georgia, man, it's probably one of the coldest days because it was 30 degrees, but the wind was blowing real hard. So it was extremely cold out there. And we didn't have a lot of equipment on to keep us warm. Because when the president comes, they wanna make soldiers look real soldierish. So you don't be wearing all your jackets and stuff like that. So anyways, we out there and President Bush is late as hell. I'm talking about super late. I'm talking about an hour and some change late. And we had been out there since 9, man. President Bush didn't show up till 1. And we out there and it was cold. I'm talking about it was cold. And we sitting out there and we holding our weapon. And the weapon then got cold. So everything cold at this point. And I had to go into my mind and say, it's not as cold as you think. It's not as cold as you think, man. It's not as cold as you think. And eventually, my body warmed up. Now, my body was still cold, but I made my mind think something different. This is how powerful the mind is. The mind can fight through a whole bunch of things. Sometimes your body want to quit, and your mind will get you through it. If you get in tune with your soul, man, if your soul is in balance, man, I'm telling you, you can use your mind for a lot more things than just getting on the cell phone or getting on the computer and letting it do the work for you. When you're in charge of your will, like there's a lot of people like, man, I didn't have a choice. Yes, you do. You got a choice in everything that happens on this earth, that especially that is pertaining to you. You might not be able to control others, but everything according to you, you have control of it. Don't ever let nobody tell you that you're not in control. Now, you can get into situations where you can be out of control. You lose your free will. Like I said in the example the other day, I said somebody step on your shoes and you kill that person and you end up going to jail. Now you've given up your free will. Now you a ward of the state. The state owns you. When I went to the military, I was not in control of myself. When the military said, hey, it's time to bust a move, we had to get up and bust a move. Because you're not in control of your will. But the decision to go to the military was mine. The decision to go to war and lay down my life for a country was mine. This is things that you are in control of. The people that you come in contact with, friends. If you want to meet a nice woman, a nice man, you are in control of this. So when people be like, they fooled me, how they fool you? You got all the tools to find out who this person is. You got your mouth to ask them a question. You can see how they move with your eyes. But if your soul is not intact, you start giving your will over to people. And people don't even be respecting that. You'll get into a relationship with somebody that hates your guts. And then women be staying in these relationships long. They be like, oh, you just don't understand. I do understand. You ain't want to leave. My wife had me watching this show with Tammy Ronin, a new cheater show. And the dude watching this woman cheat. Watching this woman. He been providing for this woman and caring for her and all of that. Not cheating on her, just not even disrespecting her, nothing. He pull up on this woman and she called him lame. I said, damn. She was like, well, I didn't want to leave because, you know, if I leave, then you probably would have done something to me. What? I didn't make no sense to me because I was like, okay, you cheating on him probably would have really made him do something to you. You coming to him and saying, hey, I don't think this is a good fit for me or you. I want to move on. Maybe the dude try to fight harder for you, or maybe he just let you go on by your business. But cheating on that man was a decision you made. And then you call him lame for him checking up on what you said. This woman had 2 phones and everything. She out here like Kevin Gates. She out here with 2 phones. She get off phone, oh yes, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You used your free will to cheat on your man. And so when people don't be getting good things in life, it be because of some of the decisions that y'all done made with y'all free will. Like I remember at one time, man, I had a bag full of money. I'm talking about bag full. Full. To the point where I could just go out and do whatever I wanted. I remember at one point in time when I had this bag and it was full. I woke up one day and I say, man, I want to take a little trip today, man. I want to take a little trip around America. What I did was I got my little monies because I told you I had a big bag. I was watching TV and like 3 commercials that came on. One was about, I was watching the Food Network and they was talking about ribs in Memphis. And then another commercial came on talking about Walt Disney World. And then another commercial came on talking about New Orleans. And I jumped on a plane and went and ate ribs in Memphis, left there and went and hung out and goddamn went to Walt Disney World, and then left there and went to New Orleans and then came back to Houston. That's what I'm talking about. The bag was together. But that's something that you can do with your free will once you got your bag together. Now, I also made some really, really bad decisions with my big bag. I used it to spend a lot of money dating women that didn't have no potential anyways. And when you with people that think you got it, they trying to get it up out you. And I used my free will to drink and go on dates with women that I did not care about. That's the thing. You can use your free will for good, or you can use it to blow all your money. You can use your free will to drink all day or work all day. You can make the decision to do that. God gave you this thing, man. When you go, it's some people on other planets, man, they ain't even got no free will. They just got to live by the will of what the planet doing. You on this planet got free will. You can do whatever you want to do. And that's dope about this world. Let's say you hang around the wrong crowd, man, and one day, with your free will, you say, I don't want to do this no more. You can get up and go away from that crowd. I remember when I was hanging out with my homeboys in the hood that I grew up with. And these are only your friends because your mama grew you up in this neighborhood, or your mom and dad grew you up in this neighborhood. These are not the friends that you naturally chose for yourself. They're only your friends because of this environment you grew up in. I only understand that. So I'm hanging around these friends and I'm getting into trouble. I'm doing things that are not in my nature. I'm a good person, but I'm stealing. I'm doing all types of things that the environment is doing. And one day I woke up with my free will and I said, I don't want to do this no more. And I got up and left. Went to the military and left. And I was telling my homeboy, man, why don't you come to the military, man? Do something different with your life. Nah, I'm good. I'm going to stay here. And almost 15 years later, my friend came to me and said, man, you made a great decision, man, to get up and leave, man. I wish I'd have left with you. That's what I'm talking about with your free will. Sometimes with your free will, you can get up and change the minds of others. You can change the whole course of your family just by making a decision to do something different with your life, with your free will. My decision to get up and go to college and become the first person to graduate in my family set the stage for other people in my family to go and graduate. After I graduated, my sister graduated. My cousins graduated. I got a cousin going to school to be a doctor. Now my wife finna graduate next year. This is what I'm talking about setting the stage. You with your free will can get up and do something different and change the whole course of your life. What's going on, sir? Ooh, he scared me. Anyways, then you got your emotions. And this is what I be talking to people about with their emotions. You are definitely in charge of your emotions. When I be seeing people and they be getting into arguments all the time and they be fighting all the time, you have the choice to control your emotions. You are in control of these things. I know people don't like hearing that they're in control of their whole damn life, but you're in control of these things. Like the way that you love on your spouse, that's up to you. If they don't choose to love you back, that's on them. You have the free will to get up and move around. Somebody not loving you the way that you need to be loved. But the way you love ain't dictated by others. Like if somebody cheated on me, I'm not gonna cheat back on them. Because that's not in my character to be a cheater like you. That's your story. Me, I'm different. I'm gonna get up and leave you. I ain't got no choice to sit around and be with you. If you want to be with somebody else, I'm gonna let you be out in the streets. But that's not my personality. But I'm in control of my emotions. I'm in control if I get mad. If I fire off on somebody, if I use my anger to fight somebody, I'm in control of that. Like Houston got a lot of road rage now. I don't know where the hell it's coming from, but it's a lot of road rage. I don't engage with these people anymore because I know it's people out here that's getting crazy. You hear that? But when you're in control of your emotions, man, you don't let others dictate your day. You in control. You in control of yourself. You in control of your life. You can lose your life at an instant, man, just by engaging in anger with somebody that's having a bad day. I ain't got no time for that. It was a pastor in Houston, man, a couple years ago that married my dad and my and his ex-wife, or his wife that he widowed with. Man, somebody ran that pastor off the road and killed him last year. Killed a pastor. Now, of course, they didn't know he was a damn pastor when he was driving in the car. But the thing is, when you do not engage with these people, you allow them to go on about their damn business, go on about their day. Let them go terrorize somebody else. But you don't have to engage because you're in control of your emotions. We're talking about the soul here, man. Mind, will, emotions. All of this is one part of your soul. You're a three-part being. You got your body, your soul, and your spirit. All of these things work in unison. But if one is outbalanced or out of balance, you are going to be out of balance. And the soul is a big part of that. But when you're in control of your emotions, you're in control of this. Like, I don't clap back at people. For what? I'm not clapping back at nobody. I'm going to leave you alone. I'm not going to engage with no fool. If I engage with a fool, let's just say it's two people arguing across a parking lot. Who's the fool? You don't know because both of the fools sitting there arguing. I ain't got no time for it. It's people that sit around the wrong people all day. And they get mad that people won't treat them right. They won't treat me right. Well, get up and move. Use your mind to say, this person is not treating me right. I can see in my can feel it's not right. You can use your will to say, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this situation. And you can use your emotion to not engage. You say, okay, I'm gonna choose to love, but I'm gonna love on somebody else that wants the love that I'm willing to give. That's how you use your mind, will, and emotions. That's how you get in control of your soul. And so, man, I just want to explain these things to y'all, man, because a lot of people that's out of balance. Maybe y'all watching a whole bunch of these love and hip hop shows, and you think that clapping back is the way, and throwing drinks on other people is the way. But I'm telling you, in the future, it's people gonna get their heads blown off for doing shit like that because they're actors, they're paid actors, and you're not. So what I'm trying to tell you is, man, get in control of your soul. Make sure that you're in control of your soul and not somebody else. Peace out.